Good evening. I am Dr. Ashok Kumar, Secretary of Rotary Club of Chennai, KK Nagar. Today we had an interesting meeting, speaker meeting. It was by Mrs. Patricia Narayanan. She is a true inspirer, and our aim was to have a series of I Inspire meetings. That is whereby the speakers are able to create a motivation and inspiration for our club members so that they are able to move ahead with the challenges in their life. And this was indeed a very wonderful evening, and the speech also was very excellent. Thank you.
There will be the calling of the President by Rotary and Singapore. We will proceed with the invocation song with Anshana.
Balachandra Jaya Gaja Karneshwara Vigneshwara Pahi Prabhu Lambodara Shiva Gauri Sutta.
We, the Rotarians of Chennai, KK Nagar, take a pledge that we will not violate road safety rules and follow rules so that we will not be injured. None of the other road users will get injured for the safety. Thank you.
A very good evening to one and all who has come here for the I Inspire series of weekly meeting. This is the second of the I Inspire weekly meeting, and we have with us Mrs. Patricia Narayanan, whom everybody, all of us, most of us will be knowing who she is. She has been a great inspirer to me, at least at present. At the end of this meeting, I'm sure she is going to inspire many a life today. Thank you so much, Mrs. Patricia, for being here with us. And now we can have a brief introduction of Mrs. Patricia by Deepa.
Thank you. So, her, from being a homemaker to setting up her own stall in Marina, tapping the right opportunities and building our food empire full of fire. In brief, from auto rickshaw to Audi, from a 50 paisa to 50 crores, from mobile cards to Mercedes, Marina is the Harvard Business School. Selling tea, I'm sure you know the chaiwalas of our world, right? I need not mention the names, Mr. Narendra Modi and of course Patricia Narayanan. She has accolades to her credit. A proud winner of the FICCI, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Women Entrepreneur Award for 2010. In 2016, she won the Indian Express Devi Award, and she is the director, of course, of the Sandeepa chain of restaurants, hotels, and manages 14 chain of restaurants. And she started with 2 differently abled, and now she has an empire of 200 very able, differently full of talent.
First of all, let me thank the Rotary Club of Chennai, KK Nagar, Dr. Anita and Dr. Ashok Kumar for having invited me here this evening to speak to all of you. And the subject is I Inspire. Let me tell you all first that I'm not much of a stage speaker, and I'm just going to share my life story with you all. And already she's given my story in a nutshell, so I don't know what is there more for me to say. But anyway, thank you very much for that. First of all, let me share a few traits, or maybe I say which I follow. I'm not a veteran in that, but then these are the things which I've learned by experience, and I try to practice them, and I think that I have to follow this till the end of my life. So I at least try to follow these things. So let me just tell you all these points, and then I go to my story. One thing I believe is that leadership and competence has no gender. I feel that the whole world is ours, and I have the right to do what I want without bringing any misery or anything to my fellow human beings. The next one I would say is we have to, like, whether it be a man or woman, there is no limitations in performing. We don't have to limit and say this is a man's duty or a woman's job. The third thing I would say is there's nothing more powerful than words. We all have the ability to speak, and I always think that we have to speak out what we have to tell others. And I also think that every successful story has something untold behind, and that is why I think I've been called here to tell my story, so that, as she said, people get inspired. And if somebody is inspired, I'm happy. I'm here to share my story. And one more thing is, I always want to, whenever I'm called on a stage, I take the opportunity to thank Dr. Preetika Chari, who is a very well-known neurosurgeon. I think all of you would know her, but why I thank her is because she was the one who recognized whatever I have been doing, and she was the one who put me onto the FICCI where I won the award. So I always take the opportunity to thank her wherever I speak on the stage. Because recognition is one thing which is required for people like me who have been really struggling. So that was the time when I really looked back and even realized that I have done something. Till then I was just running, I was just having goals and I was running. But of course, like, it was not a bed of roses. Like, my story goes like this. I was born and brought up in a very conservative, upper middle class family. I was the apple of the eye of my parents. But then I don't know whether it is fortunate or unfortunate. I fell in love and I got married. But then I'm not debating whether it is right to get married by love, but mine was a failure. But then as things went on, like, I did not want to stand back and become dependent on my parents, or actually I was in the crossroads. I was feeling that, I had to take a call, whether live or die. So then I decided that I live. And I had to pick myself from the place where I was down. And the one and only thing which I knew was cooking, because I did not know to go and get a job somewhere. I did not know to go and approach people for a job or any such thing. But then only thing which I knew was cooking, which I had a passion right from my childhood. So I started doing a little bit of jams and squashes, which of course sometimes the lady luck also has to be by our side. I was lucky enough that the first lot which I made was appreciated by people, and I was able to sell it. So this gave me a lot of confidence. This gave me a lot of determination that I can survive with what was my passion. And of course there was a fire in me, which till date is there. So with that, I started my jams and squashes, but then I knew this was not going to help me sustain, because by then I had my son, and of course as I told you, I don't want to discuss about my marriage, but it was a failed marriage. So I had to fend for myself and my son, and I had this pride in me where I was like, I did not want to go back to both the families and tell them that my marriage was a failure. So maybe that was the reason that I was struggling very hard, but it was not that easy. Like, this was about 25, 30 years back, when a woman was not seen in a public place selling food or anything, where I ventured out, and my kiosk was at the marina. Whenever I do any interviews, people ask me, what is your qualification? Have you got an MBA? And that's what she said. I always say, my MBA is from the marina. So, and my first sale was a 50 paisa. And the caption or the news always goes like this. They always say from 50 paisa to 2 lakhs. But I don't know, it has given a lot of wrong information to people, like 50 paisa was my sale and 2 lakh is my sale, it's not my profit. So wherever I go, I'm clearing that also. because it has got me into some problems. Okay, leaving that aside. So this was my first venture, the kiosk at the marina. Like, things were looking nice. And one thing is, because this was my passion, I did not feel bad that I was standing in a public place. I wouldn't even mind washing vessels or doing any odd jobs for my shop, because for me, as far as I was concerned, that was the five-star hotel in that day which I was having it. I was owning it. So I never felt bad to do any sort of odd jobs. And I think that feeling is definitely, in a way, marked for my victory, I should say. Because people, when we are out in the public, we always feel, are we supposed to do this? And is it right for us to act like this in public or work like this in public? Which I never felt bad. Like, I have even gone in the tricycles with all my onions and potatoes, bags. I will sit on top of that, and I don't know whether I'll be able to do that today, but I have done all this without even feeling a little bit shy of what was happening around me. My only aim was I had to do something different and I had to survive. And slowly, step by step, this was what happened. Then after that, I, of course, got a few very good catering contracts, and one of that was National Institute of Port Management. This was a central government organization, and that was a breakthrough for me. Like, I had to cater to about 1,000 to 1,500 people on a day. So when I went to meet the IAS officer, he just looked at me and he said, "This is not a housewife's job." In fact, I was really insulted when he said that, because those days it was only the men who were doing the catering, and women were only doing household. The women was cooking at home, but then they were not out in the open in the commercial kitchens. So I was feeling very insulted that he said that. But then again, Lady Luck was by my side. In about 2 months, they had called me. The men did not perform, I'm sorry to say that. And they wanted me there. And I took up their contract. And that was a real breakthrough for me. And from there on, there was no looking back. Slowly and steadily, I was climbing the ladder. But as I told you, like, things are always not, it's not a bed of roses. In 2000, I had 2 children. One, my elder one was a son, and then the next one is daughter. My son was in the Merchant Navy because I was associated with this port management, the college there. So I was very, I was very happy, and I was very impressed with the way the Merchant Navy officers were. So I put my son into that college, and he also passed out, and he had gone out sailing. So everything was very fine, everything was going very well, and I was also, like, my status was changing, like as she said, from an auto rickshaw, from a tricycle, from a cycle rickshaw to various four-wheelers. Like, it was all very nice, and I thought God is being very kind to me, everything is very nice. Of course, my personal life was a real bad feeling, and it was not good, but then I was able to overcome everything with what was happening to me. In 2004, my daughter graduated. She was a visual communication student from MOP Vaishnav. I got her married, and that was the time, it was in 2004. Just exactly after 30 days after her marriage, I lost her in a road accident. I lost both my daughter and son-in-law. I would like to say something here. Initially, like my friends are here, they would know. Initially, when I talk about my daughter, after that I would not be able to continue even one sentence after that. But today, thanks to people like you who've been calling me to talk, and I always say time is the healer, because I can talk today, hold back my tears, but then I can talk. I've become strong on that note. So I lost them in a road accident. So when you spoke about road accident, I really lost my breath for a minute. And it was a very fatal accident. Like, it happened in a place called Achirapakam. They were coming back from Dindukal, and the road, there was some road work happening there, and there were no signboards also that the oncoming traffic was diverted. And so it was a head-on collision, and in fact I lost 4 people in my family in the same accident. So I thought that was the end of it. My son had come for my daughter's wedding. He was sailing at that time, and he had not even gone back resuming his duty. But then things just fell on its face, and I thought that was the end of everything. It took almost 6-7 years for me to really pick myself up. My son was struggling with my business. I was not able to concentrate on my business, and everything shattered. It was like the snake and the ladder. I had come to 99, and I was like, the snake bit me and I came back to 2. It was like that. I had to we had, like, I wouldn't say my son was picking up what I had dropped. He was finding it so difficult, but I was like, I was not able to assist him or do anything, but only thing I was telling him was learn things from scratch, because he was very sure that he didn't want to go back to the sea. He wanted to be with me. So I was only telling him, learn things from the scratch, otherwise business is not going to be yours. So that was the only advice I was able to give him. Other than that, I was not able to do anything. And of course, he did struggle a lot. And that was a time when I realized who friends were, who relatives were, who was good and who was bad. That gave me a lot of realization. But then, of course, that, as I always say, God has gifted me with some little bit of willpower and courage and determination. So I fought within myself. For almost 7-8 years I was indoors. I never came out. And thanks to friends like Sureka, who has really been with me throughout my bad time, and of course Sharmila and other friends also, they've really been of support. They have encouraged me. They've made me come out of what I am. They allow me to talk to them, and that is why I'm able to talk here boldly today. So, and that is the time when Dr. Preetika Chari pulled me out. She heard my story and she referred my story to FICCI, and I got the FICCI Award of 2010. From then on, I don't know, like, why I thank these people is, maybe if this did not happen, I would not have spoken. I would not have spoken to people. I would not have brought what I've gone through. And that gave me a lot of ambition that I should come out of what I am in. I started fighting within myself. I started speaking to myself. I said, no, I have to come out of grief. I started going out to work. Again, I was building up my empire. And that was the time, like, I was partnering with a very famous chain of hotels in Chennai. But today I'm not with them. I've come out. But then I came out from that also, and my son started his own. That was, Sandeepa was my daughter's name, and that is how we started the restaurant. In fact, we had one in T Nagar. But then it is not, again, it's not a bed of roses. Till today I'm fighting. But then I'm fighting with a smile. I know I will succeed. So with that determination, I still go on with my life, and I'm trying to do whatever is possible, and I'm trying to keep a smile on my face even though there is so much of grief. I don't show it out. One thing I would like to tell people is, don't wallow in self-pity, because it takes us nowhere. I have experienced it myself. 6-7 years I've been dumped. I have never come out of my room. I was wallowing self-pity. I was asking why? Why did this happen to me? Why have I become like this? Why God had to do this? But then suddenly I realized, when God did so much of good things, I was so happy. So one thing I've realized is, nothing is permanent. Death is permanent. I've accepted that. So everybody has to go. Okay, my daughter had to leave a little bit early, and I'm going to meet her again. So with that, my life is going on. And I will not say that everything is really good, but then I am very happy today. I do whatever I feel is good. I do whatever makes me happy, and that's what is my life story. I hope I told you all something for you all to get inspired, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Patricia. Yes, women are fighters. Each and every woman is a fighter in one way or the other. And you have shown us how to fight it out and come out and meet this world. Thank you so much for those words. Can I have our AG Sriram to say a few words?
President Anita, Madam Patricia, all members of KK Nagar. Very happy to be here. I came here for the installation. I'm very happy to be here. I want to keep coming. It was great and a very inspiring speech by Madam. In fact, I myself got inspired with all the sad stories I have of my part. I want to get over it now. But very, very inspiring, and wishing Anita all the very best. I'm sure a lot of things in plate because also I share a lot of ideas with her. I think she's got big plans for this club, and I'm wishing her all the best. I'm sure I'll 90% try to be there for most of your events, and I want to be there, and I want to know each and one of you. Maybe we'll spend time together. Thank you very much, friends.
Good evening to one and all. Our club's next meeting will be on, next project will be on 30th July. It will be an oral cancer camp at Pillar Koil Auditorium near Sivan Park, KK Nagar. This coming Sunday, 30th July at 9 a.m. Vote of thanks.
Hello to all. The Rotary Club of Chennai KK Nagar has its weekly meetings called I Inspire, and on those series of I Inspire weekly meetings, we have called this time Madam Patricia Thomas to inspire many of us today. And we are very happy with the way she has taken the meeting to the next level of the I Inspire series. And we hope to have many such inspirers in our weekly meetings further. And in the opportunity வந்து இவ்வளோ ஒரு மெகாவா எனக்கு கொடுத்த ஒரு BC TV க்கு lot of thanks from us. Thank you so much.